Hello, good evening, and a welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we have a special for you here, a one-off event, something the GT7 programmers overlooked. But here at the Virtual Racers Club, we leave no stone unturned. So, we present to you the Grand Valley 300. Why it's not in the race, nobody in the game, nobody knows. So, we're using GT3 cars here, or the Group 3 cars, sorry, here at Grand Valley. They have done a bit of qualifying. The rules are you can only use one set of racing soft tyres and one set of racing medium tyres. The rest of the race has to be performed on a set of racing hard tyres. It's going to be 300 kilometres, which is around about, the mathematicians came out with 60 laps of Grand Valley, and they've qualified. Let us take a peeky blinders at the grid. Wow, what a delicious looking bunch of cars. So on pole position we have Homesick Alien in a Toyota. Nice. Second place we have RB in the Genesis. Wow. In third place we have a Matt Psycho in a Mazda. In fourth place, Pat looks absolutely delicious in the Porsche. Then in fifth place we have a thingamajig in the new Nissan GT-R 2018. As featured in the car is the star, if you wish to check that out. And then we have a Big Dan in a Subaru, looking glorious. Then I forgot what number we're at. Seventh is the Baz in a Renault. And my word, these liveries are they're just amazing. Then a Ferrari there for Reistat in eighth place on the grid. Ninth goes to Jokas in the Hyundai. You got to say it a different way now. It's not the way I used to say it. Hyundai. And then in 10th we have a Talleyrand in the Toyota Supra, as featured in the car is the star. Check it out on this channel. So that they are our riders and our runners. 60 laps. Strap in. You're going to be watching this one in stints because it's a long one. That's what she said. So waiting for the lights to start this epic race. Oh, I should have told you what tyres they're on. That's all right, we'll work it out as we go. Homesick Alien starting the race very well indeed. RB pulling away, not as fast as the Psycho. The Psycho on medium tyres. RB is on the hards and he's struggling for grip there as Matt Psycho snatches away that second place. RB left in third. Then we have Pat in fourth. He's made a jump. Someone's dropped. I can't say who. It's shuffling around mid-pack. Bazza may have dropped behind Pat, I'm not sure. A bit of dust being kicked up by RB there. The front of the field all very tight as Pat breaks into the corner. Pat's on the medium tyres. And Baz having a look up the inside also on the medium tyres. Baz getting the move done. He's going to be on the outside going to the next corner. Can he maintain? Can he not? Because Pat's still there. And Pat can see a face full of, there's a wiggle on from Pat. And the Ferrari's trying to stick his nose in there. Then we have Big Dan in 7th. Talleyrand up into 8th. Thingamajig in 9th. He's had a huge fall. And Joker's there in 10th spot. Matt Psycho attacking for the lead. He's on the mediums. Homesick Alien on the hard tyres. It is a marathon, not a sprint. But Matt Psycho has the tyres, the grip, and the moves to get the job done, and now he leads this race from Homesick Alien. RB holding on to that third, but Pat and Bazza on the medium tyres queuing up behind. There was a whole queue, a host of cars checking it out there, and Big Dan as well, just lagging a little behind as Thingamajig tries to play catch up. Oh my gosh, Bazza's sideways, and that's put Talleyrand right up into 5th place. Pat still in 4th, but RB struggling in 4th with those tyres, and Pat's now moved up and into 3rd place. And no, he has not. They're fighting it out. They're duking as they go under the bridge again to the virtually flat out corner under the bridge. As they come through, it's RB in 3rd, but there's a whole host of cars tumbling along together. Reese Tate has got himself up there in the Ferrari, but Talleyrand's trying to come through in the Supra, and he's on the soft tyres. That's how he's getting such good manoeuvrability done early doors in this race. Pat now into 6th. Big Dan's catching up with the clan, and so is Thingamajig on board with Thingamajig, looking at more Dyson just ahead. Oh my word, what an absolute cluster of GT3 cars. Coming down to the heavy braking now, and there's cars all over the shop there. Oh, someone's gone wide. It's Big Dan. Not Big Dan, sorry, it's RB, and it looks like the Ferrari's redressing, and someone else is going slow as well. Talleyrand is all going off down here. Oh my word, Thingamajig moving up and into 6th place and trying to get the moves done on RB. We're on lap 2 of 60. It's crazy. Matt Psycho leads from Home Segalian. Pat is now in 3rd place. He's leading this little cluster of cars. There he goes. He's just gone through Pat. Then we have Big Dan. Then we have RB. Then we have Thingamajig. And then we have Talleyrand. Talleyrand sees an opportunity up the inside of Thingamajig. And oh my lord, there's been a collision. There's been a bang. There's been a bang there. And Talleyrand then tries to get on. He's on them soft tyres. He can't hang around, and Thingamajig eases off and lets him through. Baz is now up and into 7th after his mistake, and Reese Tate also gaining out of that with RB in 5th spot, and Big Dan is up and into 4th, chasing down Pat. There's a wiggle behind. It's RB. He is struggling on those racing hard tyres. He really is. Matt Psycho has lengthened that lead out from the Alien, and the Alien is trying to stay with him, but those racing hard tyres not giving up much pace. 150.9 for Home Segalian. Matt Psycho 149.3, nearly a second and a half or so more faster on them tyres. Pat though, and a steady 3rd place for the medium tyres and soft tyres for Big Dan, and RB's gone wide. RB has gone wide. RB is having an absolute nightmare on those hard tyres, and Reese gets through, as does the Baz, and RB slipping down into 7th as Talleyrand in the Supra on the soft tyres just ahead of Thingamajig, who's on the hard tyres. Jokers has fallen far back, and I believe someone's just jumped in last minute without no practice and is struggling to keep control of the beast. That is, was he in a Hyundai, wasn't he? Hyundai. Yeah, he's really fighting that car. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, leading with Homesick in 2nd. Then we have Pat in 3rd. No one around to give him any kind of jip. He's doing a cracking job. Big Dan chasing him down on those soft tyres. The Subaru not having the pace on the Porsche. Then we have the Ferrari in 5th place, and he is being hotly contested by the Baz, who's on medium tyres. And it's close stuff out there. Then we have RB. We saw him struggling with the grip earlier, and the man Talleyrand is trying to get the moves done before the bridge. It's going to get tight under the bridge, and Talleyrand on the racing softs should get the move done up the inside, but no, he drops back. Yes, beautiful stuff as RB drifts out wide, and Talleyrand maintains the line and slips on up and inside of RB, putting RB down into 8th, and Thingamajig totally missing out of the chicane there as he tries to cling on to the 2 cars ahead of him in the Nissan. Jokers still getting on top of the Hyundai, and Matt Psycho flying in the Mazda. The racing medium tyres holding in tight there as the fuel slowly trickles down. Home Segalian keeping a close eye, maybe using a little bit more fuel. The Toyota slightly more thirsty than the Mazda, and that could be interesting later on. Pat, meanwhile, he's tucking into his racing mediums, showing red already, as he pushes that Porsche as fast as he possibly can. A 50.5 from Pat last time around, as there's a bale in the middle of the road. Oh my dearie God, it's safe, everyone's got through. Bazza looking like he's going to get a move done on a Big Dan, and we're sat on board with the Belgian Bullet as he sets to work. Restart in the Ferrari is just ahead of him, and Big Dan all up and in his business right now as they take it under the bridge. We're only on lap 4 of 60, and already we have had more than enough racing to go around here. And the Baz in 6th then, just ahead of Talleyrand. Oh, Baz having a skirmish with the wall, but he seems to have survived okay. Talleyrand is lurking, and RB chasing down Talleyrand with Thingamajig just in the background there, just in the distance if you squint your eyes. Joker's struggling in these conditions, and he's trying to get on top of the Hyundai. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, on top of his Mazda in full control, and teaching us all a lesson in how to be supreme. As he heads up to the first corner, heavy on the brakes for virtually the hairpin, stays in 3rd gear, gets it over the bridge, slams on the accelerator, makes his way up through the gearbox, slips it down to the left. No lifting required, please, sir. Coming down here, there might be a slight lift. There was a blip. It was a gear change. He moved up a gear rather than blipping the accelerator. He is full force down to 2nd gear. Seamless gear changes from the Psycho as he brings the Mazda around, and he is heralding from the top of the tree. Homesick Alien all can do but chasing down. He has still yet to use the faster tyres, so it could still be some tricks up Homesick Alien sleeves. But meanwhile, Matt Psycho building a great buffer for when he is on the hard tyres. Pat doing a super job there, looking good for a podium position. The Ferrari not too far behind as well. Restart holding his own against those that oppose him. Bazza's got himself past Big Dan, and Talleyrand is up there as well. This fight is far from over. Lap 5 of 60. Barely scratched the surface, and there goes Talleyrand looking for the move up the inside of Big Dan. It is the soft tyres versus soft tyres, sorry. Maybe Big Dan's trying to look after his tyres somewhat, and the Baz reigning supreme on his medium tyres ahead of the soft tyre runners. Fantastic stuff from the Renault driver. RB, we saw he was struggling earlier on with the hard tyres, and Thingamajig keeping pace, is he? No, 51.4 from RB. Thingamajig in the 52s, and has the fuel saving begun early for Thingamajig's attack of this track? That Nissan is a thing of beauty and a delicious drive. Go get yourself one. Meanwhile, Matt Psycho still 48s against Homesick Aliens 50s. Nearly a 3 second virtually, just under deficit between the two drivers, and Matt Psycho really is truly building up a lovely buffer and saving more fuel than the Alien. Pat, meanwhile, somewhat behind the two leaders now, but he's got a great distance between himself and the Ferrari, and Pat demonstrating a great pace out there for 3rd place. Reese there, well, he's not that far ahead. Reese also doing a great pace there in the, he can do the 50s, but he's been mainly in the early 51s. That could be to preserve tyres. This is going to be grueling on the hardware here. Talleyrand has made the moves up ahead of the Baz. So Talleyrand is on fire, and he's getting those tyres lit. And he's on the attack. 49.6 last time around from him in the Toyota Supra. And it's looking very lively indeed there. Baz falling back into the clutches of Big Dan as RB shakes loose. Oh, a 53.0 last time around for RB. He is struggling in the Genesis on hard tyres. A 53.1 for Thingamajig as well. The hard tyre is not a fun tyre. Homesick Alien is doing very well to get 50s. He really is out of his hard tyres on the Toyota. Pat, he's on the mediums, and he's just about in the 50s. Reese is on the softs, and he's just about in the 50s. So that shows you what a great job Homesick Alien's doing right now. Talleyrand He's in the 49s, and he's going to be upon restart anytime soon, getting the toe down the straight. He tries to get onto the back of the Ferrari. And if you're just joining us here, we're on lap 7 of 60 for the VRC Presents the Grand Valley 360 laps around this iconic track. We're sat on board with 5th place Talleyrand as he chases down the Ferrari. He's very close. Oh, he had to take a last minute, a moment there. I think that was avoidance rather than a move, and the bale still in the middle of the road. No marshal we dare go into the road to get that, and Talleyrand just sticking up close behind, waiting for another opening to see if he can insert his car in the perfect place to make the move. Oh, not quite here. Under the bridge, maybe, possibly. No, the Ferrari's got the legs. It pulls out the corner beautifully. He's going to have to wait for a mistake from Rees. Rise. Raise. Yes. Res tat. Towel. I don't even think that is a T, is it? It's towel. Race towel. Race towel. Up very close behind now is Talleyrand, and he's playing it cool as a cucumber at the moment. And we're all steadily getting through our fuel. He's nearly at, well, not nearly at halfway, but he's going to be there in a lap or two. Bazza not far behind on those racing medium tyres, chasing down Talleyrand as the headlights come on under the tunnel. And Rees trying now, and now Talleyrand's got the toe coming down the very long straight. Talleyrand pulling the trigger on that shotgun, and he is through and up, and it's now about getting through the first corner. The Ferrari is all up and in his business, and the Ferrari through. The Ferrari, absolutely cracking stuff from Rees Towel. Amazing driving there, and Talleyrand staying close on. This is close encounter racing. This is what you come to see, ladies and gents. It is delicious. Where is Rees Towel gone? I think this is the only race we've seen him for a while. And there goes Talleyrand trying to get through, and Talleyrand gets the position on the racing softs. Both of them duking it out. Oh, and Rees Towel, I don't know, it was a bit of dirty air or what, but his car just kicked off to the side after Talleyrand got the job done. Bazza chasing him down, though. Bazza's on the medium tyres, doing a great job staying with Talleyrand. Big Dan a little further back in the Subaru, and he's being caught now by RB. RB getting those tyres actually working for him. Rees Towel has got himself going again, and thingamajig. He's 51s and 52s, maybe starting to get into the zone. Is he saving any more fuel than anyone else? Not really. And there is Joker's half a tank. He's still hanging in there. And his lap times, they were getting there, but he's had a bad one last time around. Matt Psycho is chugging along, but maybe easing off a little bit now, possibly. He's into the 49s rather than 48s, and I don't think that's tie deck. I believe that maybe is looking after tank, but he doesn't really need to. Look at his tank's doing very well indeed. Homesick Alien, consistent as ever, staying in the low 50s. The hard tyre, I can't believe the pace that Homesick's managing to get on the hard tyre. Everyone's struggling on the hard tyre, except for Homesick Alien. Pat, at the moment, he's starting to get through his tyres, halfway through his tank. That's 9 laps, that's 18 laps. That would be a 2-stop strategy, just about, maybe just short. There might be some saving, some fuel saving needed to make that strategy work. Talleyrand up to 4th. Remember when he was last? And now he's up and into 4th. He's got himself past the Baz. No, Baz was chasing him down. What's happened? No, that is what it was, sorry. So a Big Dan there, he can still see some element of racing ahead of him, and the Baz looking strong now on the medium tyres. And Talleyrand, is he backing off for fuel or tyre wear? But oh, Baz having a skim of the barrier there. What is Baz in? I've forgotten. Oh, he's in the Renault. Looks lovely inside that. I like it. Space age. I might have to get myself in one of them, Baz, see what they're like around the Nordschleife. That's the hot brew done and dusted as we watch Bazza trying to catch up with Talleyrand. But Talleyrand on the racing soft tyres is going to be tricky to catch. It's very much looks a lot closer outside the car than it does in the car. But I believe these are braking zones. I think Talleyrand's doing a lot of lift and coast into the corners to save tyre and to save fuel there, possibly. Pat is doing a cracking job, but the tyres are taking a punishment there. He may be the one. Oh no, Big Dan's also punishing his tyres. RB is looking good at the moment, closing in and getting into the steady 51s now in his Genesis. He's calmed her down. Reese Tal. Oh, what a shame for Reese Tal. He was having a smashing race with Talleyrand, only for a small mistake that's put him back into 8th place. But there's still every chance. It's a long race, and there's still every chance that Ferrari is looking tidy. Thingamajig, 55. Oof. Thingamajig going the wrong way. Is he playing the fuel game, backing off, trying to get the fuel to last a little longer? He's screaming his car out, but Dicky Bird tells me he's in the VR, so he can't see all the information. But who knows? Who knows if they're mistakes or if that's the pace he's opted for his strategy. And Joker's 55s as well. He's starting to get on top of the Hyundai. And Matt Psycho absolutely destroying it in there. But Homesick Alien is not that far behind, you know. Homesick Alien on the slower tyre, maybe playing a blinder here, but Matt Psycho saving more fuel than the Alien. The Mazda less thirsty. Look at that shot. That is absolutely grand. And that's why I suppose this is the Grand Valley. 300. You've seen it here and only here at the Virtual Racers Club. We're the only ones who thought of it. Not even GT7 programmers could get that one. Matt Psycho leads from Homesick Alien Pat in a cracking third in the Porsche, doing an absolutely superb job. Then Talleyrand in 4th, coming back stronger than we've seen him before. Then we've got the Baz chasing him down. And Baz is looking very strong in a very sexy looking car. And talking about Bazza, the son of a bee, he's in the chat now saying, "Good evening, sir. Comfortable in my bed, listening to the sweat." Oh, sweet sweat. No, the sweat voiced thingy. I think he meant sweet, but I like sweat. I do. I feel I'm under sweat. This was a daunting one. 2-hour race. It's going to add up to. You guys can watch it in stints. I've got to stick in there, and I know, I'm sure. Whoa! And there goes the pillar. Talleyrand trying to do a steward's job and get it moved. And I think he's cleared the way. He's cleared the way indeed. The Bazza's dropping back a little bit. Oh, having a wiggle. And Big Dan, though, his tyres are dying. His tyres are dying. And RB is just getting stronger and stronger. Restat, he's back up onto pace as he chases down the fight ahead of him. And Thingamajig, 51.4, so yeah, he must have just had a couple of rough laps. And he's getting back into the pace. Or maybe just fuel saved for a lap or two, just to try and get to lap 20. That's the lap, I suppose, they're all trying to aim for. If they can do this in a two-stop, the minimum stops you'd have to make. And Bazza back in the chat saying, "Sweet." Oh, bless you. Matt Psycho leads this race. We are starting lap 12. He is just under the halfway fuel mark and his tyres are looking tidy. He started on the racing medium tyres. He got past the Alien virtually on the first lap, and he has been disappearing into the distance ever since with a very consistent 48/49s, and it looks like he dipped into the 50s once just for fun. Homesick Alien has had an amazing pace on a set of hard tyres. He's nearly down to a quarter of a tank of fuel, though. It looks like he is pushing the Toyota. I think it's a Supra, but it might not be, and I don't want to look daft. I know it's a Toyota, and that's about as far as I'm going. And he is pushing that Toyota, but he's down to a quarter of a tank of fuel. But maybe he cares not and wants to get shot of those hard tyres. Pat, meanwhile, the racing medium tyres are coming to the end of their life, but he has still got a rather lot of fuel left on board. The maths is not working out for Pat at the moment. His tyres are going to be dead long before his fuel has gone. So Talleyrand in 4th place. He is doing absolutely wonderful on his soft tyres. And the Toyota looking after the tyres in a brilliant way. Bazza on the mediums. He was staying with Talleyrand, and that is good because Talleyrand on the soft tyres, but it seems he's just dropped back a little bit this last lap and a half. RB has dealt with Big Dan, and Big Dan's tyres are screaming for mercy. And the Subaru is an angry car on its tyres, it seems. Thingamajig then, he's gone back into the 51s, which makes us assume he was fuel saving to try and eke out this distance. Has it worked for him? I don't think it has. He's lost a lot of time to the guys ahead of him. And Joker's starting to get lovely consistent lap times now in his Hyundai. And I think he's starting to feel the groove. Like Madonna, have we lost someone? We've lost Reece Tal. Oh, Reece Tal's disappeared. What an absolute shame. Reece Tal, please come back. You were wonderful. Big Dan in the chat saying, hey Thingy, yeah, I went too long on the soft. So Big Dan admitting some strategy errors from his team. Matt Psycho doing a beautiful job there. Homesick Alien just trying to stay within touching distance, within a Savills distance away from Matt Psycho. And Pat doing a wonderful job. And I think Pat may have already this early in the race got that podium sorted out, got it tied up with a bow. But he does have Talleyrand coming towards him. Talleyrand's still in the 50s looking after his softs. Pat's in the 50s on the mediums, but his mediums are starting to go very, very long. So Talleyrand is closing that gap, and he will be upon Pat pretty soon. So Pat beware, Pat beware. There is a Toyota in there. Bazza, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. Things are going well. Ooh, I saw Big Dan. Oh no, I saw RB leaning up against the barrier, but it's not hurt him too much. And in the Duracell Genesis, chasing down the Baz, and he's getting some good lap times from the Genesis now on those hard tyres as they bed in. Big Dan's tyres absolutely shot. What will he do? We're quite early in the race, lap 13, and that's a lot of stops. It'll be shorter stop for fuel though, but definitely it's going to be a lot of stops if he pits. Or will he carry on? And Thingamajig, 52.3 there. The lap time's very random from Thingamajig. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres barely touch. Big Dan, 52.7. And could we have a race on? The distance is rather large between Big Dan, but Thingamajig's not used those soft tyres yet. So there could be opportunities in the future. We will have to wait and see. Joker's, he's a 56 last time around, and I think this is turning into a slight test session for Joker's. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, goes across the bridge, pays the toll, and he wins. It looks like he's going to win. Who's ahead of him? Someone. Oh, is Joker's having a nightmare? Oh, the car having a little shiver and a slide. And Matt Psycho soon to be upon Joker's there to put a lap on him. Lap 14 of 60. And Homesick Alien staying in the 50s, just trying to stay in reach of Matt Psycho's Mazda. And it's the battle of the Japanese out there today with the Mazda and the Toyota. Pat in the Porsche, but he's being caught very swiftly indeed by Talleyrand in the Toyota Supra, as featured in the stand. Oh, and there we go. Pat's going into the pits with his medium tyres. Interesting strategy. They are pretty torn up. And Bazza's next. Bazza's okay with his mediums. He's lowish on fuel. And RB's next. RB, he's on the hard tyres. Quarter of a tank of fuel just under. He's happy to carry on. Big Dan, his tyres are gone. He surely must be coming in. No, he makes the decision to continue on and makes up a position from Pat, but a 53.3 there from Big Dan. And Pat is on the move. Thingamajig comes along with his racing hard tyres. 52.3 from Thingamajig, and he does get himself ahead of Pat. Pat's onto the hard tyre now. And what can the Porsche do? We saw on the mediums a very good 150s from Pat. And he's filled right up. Lap 15 though, first one to pit. As Joker's there is just about to get a lap put on him. The fuel is flashing in the Hyundai, and he will be making his pit stop pretty soon, I believe. Oh, and he's sliding around on those hard tyres. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, fuel a quarter of a tank. He's good to go for at least 5 more laps, I believe. Homesick Alien, he needs to pit. He also needs to pit. Talleyrand, he's good for 3 laps at a guess. Two or 3 laps at a guess. His soft tyres have stuck in there really well, and he's really opening her up now. He's done a 49.0, the fastest he's gone before in this race. And Bazza has got 1 or 2 laps left in that car as he comes around the last part of the track. RB, fuel's good for RB. He did a 150.6 last time out. Big Dan, he's got dead tyres, but he's in 6th place ahead of Thingamajig, Pat and Joker's. Thingamajig, fuel's not bad. Fuel is not bad. 52s he's settled on, and Pat will be catching him rather swiftly with those hard tyres, newer hard tyres, should I say. Joker's looking, did he not go in the pits? I thought he was near the end of the pit. Well, he's still got some time to go then. Homesick Alien didn't go into the pits either, so at least a lap left in those cars. Talleyrand, can he catch the Alien? He's not far. Can you believe that? Talleyrand, what a comeback in this race. He's in 3rd, and he's not that far behind 2nd place, although he has not used the hard tyre yet. He has only used the soft. Bazza on the mediums. His fuel is starting to flash, so we'll see a flurry of pit stops pretty soon. RB seems okay in the Genesis for fuel as he treks on, and Big Dan riding that bad tyre, but it's all right because Thingamajig's not really do well. 51.7, but Thingamajig's pace is not too threatening to Big Dan, but this is his fast section. These tyres should be giving him some good lap times, so maybe staying on him a little too long, because really he's doing hard tyre pace, so he may as well have come in and put hard tyres on. But he wants the fuel, I guess. Less pit stops is the thinking there. Thingamajig in 7th ahead of Pat, but as soon as Pat gets those hard tyres up to pace, he is going to be chonking away. There goes Jokers. He did get to the pits. Matt Psycho continues on in the lead. He dropped into the 52s. Homesick Alien has to bring it into the pits there on lap 16. Seems early. And Talleyrand goes past the pits, but his fuel is flashing. He will need to go pretty soon. The Baz, is he going to sling it in? He's done well with those medium tyres, and he comes into the pit. So Bazza makes his pit stop too. RB continues on with the racing hard tyres. Great job. Big Dan, will he bring it in as well? Everyone else seems to be doing so around him. The fuel is still good for Big Dan. He wants to continue on, and he is continuing on. Well, what's the difference? He's doing 52.7s, which he'd probably do on hards anyway. So stay on those softs, I say. Crack on. He's catching up to put a lap on Jokers as Homesick Alien out of the pits in 5th place on a set of medium tyres. He has chosen the same tyres that Matt Psycho started on. Unbelievable stuff. Thingamajig is up and into 6th place, but the fuel is now flashing for Thingamajig, and Pat is ahead again of Bazza. He's on the hard tyres. He's doing 51.2s, which is quicker than Thingamajig. He'll be catching Thingamajig up soon. So Pat aiming at Thingamajig before he goes into the pits to try and get as close as possible. And we've lost Jokers. We're down to 8th. DNFing all over the place. We lost Reese Tal. Now we've lost Jokus. Bazza continuing on. He's on the hard tyre though, and the hard tyre was dismal for those drivers at the beginning. Matt Psycho again goes past the pits. That Mazda has got a huge fuel tank. Bazza in the chat saying, remember me in the future never to pick a French car. Worst car I've ever driven. There we go. But I liked the inside of it. It looks space age. Matt Psycho then leads this race. Talleyrand up into second. He's got a pit though, and he is pitting. RB up into third, but his fuel is flashing now also. Big Dan, wow, the Subaru's got a great fuel tank there, and he is making sure he's getting the best use out of it. Homesick Alien though not far behind on the medium tyres, and Homesick Alien will not want to be held up in any shape or form whatsoever. Talleyrand then into the pits, and RB is past, but RB will be joining him in the pits pretty soon. Talleyrand waiting. Big Dan waiting for fuel, and now the fuel's filled. Talleyrand will be released. Big Dan goes ahead, and Homesick Alien also moves ahead. Thingamajig just about. No, Talleyrand will get out the pits surely before Thingamajig. No, Thingamajig is there. Thingamajig up and into fifth, still travelling on in those hard tyres. Lap 18 of 60. There's no way he's going to get to lap 20. Talleyrand then in and out on the medium tyres, filled right up. He's ahead of Pat. Was he ahead of Pat? Yeah, he was ahead of Pat on the track. No, Pat was third. So I think Talleyrand has pulled the over. It's not the undercut, it's the overcut, I guess. Staying out longer, and he's jumped Pat in the pit stops. Great stuff there from Talleyrand then. That put him into net third when all the pit stops have shaken out. Thingamajig very light on fuel now. He'll be needing to pit soon. Homesick Alien recently pitted. He's back out and he's harrying Big Dan, whose fuel is now flashing. RB, he's on vapors also. Matt Psycho, his tank is starting to flash. He's just started another lap though, so he'll be going around and pitting on lap 20 more than likely. And so has RB. He's gone round. Homesick Alien now up into third. Big Dan has yielded that position to the Alien, and the Alien setting chase now. He's chasing the clock. It's all about beating Matt Psycho's medium stint, and Matt Psycho, remember, was doing 48s, 49s, and still saving fuel. RB brings the car in. Homesick Alien then will move back up into second place. Big Dan, will he stay out another lap or will he come in? Thingamajig, he's on vapors. Is he going to even actually get there? Talleyrand hot on his tail. Where is that pit stop? And that's it. He's run out of fuel, has he? No, yeah, he's slowing. So Thingamajig not quite getting to the pits and losing a lot of time on the way in. Past. So is Talleyrand. And I don't think Thingamajig played that one quite well. Bazza's going to get past as well, and Thingamajig losing a hell of a lot of time, running out of fuel just before the pit stop. And Matt Psycho still going, the last man to pit out there. I don't think anyone else has managed such a feat, and he's got to lap 20. Great stuff from Matt Psycho. Homesick Alien, a huge distance behind Matt Psycho, but he's chugging in those, he's throwing in those lap times on the mediums. Well, 150.1, he's wanted to get 48s really. And Big Dan's not pitted, I apologise. Matt Psycho isn't the only one. So Big Dan officially is the last man to pit. The only man not to pit so far, as Matt Psycho brings it to his pit box and they get to work. Homesick Alien has to get to some work as well and close the gap between himself and Matt Psycho. What tyres will Matt Psycho choose? Will he go for the softs or the hards? Homesick Alien went from hards to mediums. Matt Psycho's on the mediums. Will he go to the hards? We will see. He's still got an acre of time before the Alien gets there. He's built such a buffer on those mediums. He's gone for another set of mediums. What? Hey? What was he on? Softs? Oh, he's gone for softs. Sorry, it's changed now. Now he's on softs. Sorry, I got confused. It said mediums. It didn't change straight away. So Matt Psycho has gone for a set of racing softs, and he's going to even more eke out a lead on the Alien. Interesting. Big Dan, the last man to stop, comes in. Great stuff. Talleyrand moving up and into third place. Pat will be then in fourth. He's easily going to get past Big Dan in the pits. There he goes. Up to fourth with those hard tyres. He's doing 52s. The Bazza. He's come out of the pits. When did he pit? Just quite recently. Well, he's ahead of RB, but RB is close. And Thingamajig nowhere near. He's lost a lot of time. I think he's had a rough one coming out the pits. Oh, he ran out of fuel, didn't he, going into the pits? Yeah. So Thingamajig dead last. Hasn't worked for him. He's gone for another set of hard tyres. What did RB go for? RB's gone for the mediums, and he's got past Big Dan, who's on the medium tyre also. Bazza on the hard tyre. So RB, you would expect on those medium tyres to easily get past the Belgian Bullet as they come down towards the corner, and RB now setting upon the track with those medium tyres, trying to find a way past Bazza, that Renault, looking feisty in the corners, but he just hasn't got the grip to stay on the apex, and this is where RB easily shoots by in the Duracell. Like the Duracell bunny, it just keeps going and going. So that's Bazza down into 6th place. Can Big Dan catch Bazza? Oh, Big Dan dropping it down in the braking zone, and Thingamajig will like that indeed. He's had not some great luck in this race so far, with a collision with Talleyrand, taking him to the back and then running out of fuel just before his pit stop. But Big Dan gets going again, and Thingamajig poses no threat, but leaves a little fig of hope out there. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, slamming in the purples with his racing soft tyres. We're on lap 21 of 60. We are, what, 1/3 of the race through. This has been exciting. You thought it was going to be boring, but it is not. It's all over the place. Homesick Alien, meanwhile, 2nd place in the Toyota, but it's thirsty. It's a thirsty car. He's gonna have to do more stops than... Ooh, Matt Psycho didn't fully fill up either. He only half filled in his pit stop to put the soft tyre on. So his car is lighter, and Matt Psycho playing the strategical game here, as Homesick did fill up for the medium tyre run. Talleyrand, meanwhile, he's on the mediums at the moment. He's already used the soft tyre, and he's coming up to 3/4 of a tank used. And Pat there started on the mediums, I believe, and moved over to the hards. Or was it the softs and they went on to the hards? Do you know what? I can't remember. But Pat at the moment on the hard tyre ahead of RB. RB on the mediums. He's managed a 51.0 last time around. Pat doing a 51.6, so it's close pace between the two of them. Bazza a 54.2. He is not enjoying the racing hard tyre. Big Dan, we can't count his times because he had a small off last time around. I think it was his outlap as well. But he is definitely struggling on those medium tyres. He's not enjoying a lack of grip out there. And Big Dan wiggling around. Then we have a Thingamajig. He's gone for another set of hard tyres, and he's having a so-so lap there. Did a 52.5, and it's slower than the rest of the field, but he can see Big Dan, so that might make it a little bit more brighter. But he's saving his softs and his mediums for later in the race. Big Dan's used the softs, he's used the mediums, he's only got hards open to him now for the rest of this race. And Thingamajig, being as close as he is, could be a threat to the Subaru driver. He's got to really get his mojo on and get moving and get away from Thingamajig, because at the moment Thingamajig quite a big threat, and not many times you say that. Bazza, meanwhile, was having a glorious race, but he's gone and put the hard tyres on, and that's put a dampener on things, because he did a 52.7 last time around, though. He is getting on top of it, but we had a statement from him that he's never going to choose a French car again because they suck. Ooh la la. Papa? Yes. What was their name? Nicole. That's it, the wife had to remind me, but... Papa? Nicole? You have to be old to know. But the Baz doing a fantastic job at the moment. In 6th place, there's only Mighty Aliens ahead of him, and that's a tough mountain to climb. Big Dan, 50.8. He's starting to get into the groove with the Subaru, and he's finding his rhythm. And he's going to be attacking the Baz. How far behind? He's got quite a distance though, but Baz are on the hard tyres. Big Dan on the mediums. He can only go closer. Thingamajig in last place. He's staying regularly in the 52s. Really, I don't know. What can he do? He's drifting away from Big Dan now. He is going faster. He's got the faster tyres open to him, but I don't know. He's not getting the fuel to go where he wants it to go without having to slow right down, and that's no good. So lots of decisions having to make in the Nissan GT-R team. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, the only decision they're having to make is what ribbons they're going to put on the trophy. Because he is slam dunk in this one. He's in the 47s. Homesick Alien, he's only managing 50s and 49s. We saw Matt Psycho definitely managing 48s when he was on the medium tyres, and he managed to get the fuel to go further. So it looks like Homesick Alien has just got an impossible task ahead of him to try and claim the win in this one. Looks like Matt Psycho is already putting it to bed. Talleyrand, what a job Talleyrand has done thus far in the race, coming from virtually, he started at the back and was stuck around in traffic for a good couple of laps at the beginning, but as soon as the field started spreading, this man started moving, and he's played a blinder, kept the soft tyres in for as long as he could to be able to stay out later than those around him. And the Supra looks very good on fuel, and he's doing a wonderful job there to get a podium. I don't know if he can attack the Alien. He seems a little, well, he's not that far away from the Alien, but Homesick Alien still has a set of soft tyres available to him, where Talleyrand is only going to be able to use the hard tyres after this stint. Pat, meanwhile, he's in the 50s. He's doing a great job. He's doing about the same pace on the hards as he was in the mediums. So Pat is doing a super job on the hards, and he wasn't doing a great job on the mediums, it seems. Sorry, Pat, but, you know. RB, since putting the mediums on, he's not gone super fast, has he? Is he managing his car, do we think? Trying to keep everything in line, keep everything neat and tidy as he makes his way around the Baz on those hard tyres. He's definitely going to be sweating. Big Dan is on his way. Big Dan managing a 50.2 with his racing mediums, and he is coming to get the Baz. The Baz losing a lot of time on those hard tyres. Oops, something happened there. Thingamajig, 52.1. It's a so-so pace. It's not going to get him any positions, I don't think. I don't think he's going to see anyone. He has got the softs and the mediums to go, but the pace is just no good. Not fast enough from car 76 out there. That Psycho, meanwhile, wowzers. Wowzers, wowzers. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. Look how far back the Alien is. If you look at the little map in the top right-hand corner, Matt Psycho's there. And then Homesick Alien all the way back there. It's not great. He has done a 48 though. He is raising the pace, but I just don't think the Toyota has the fuel capacity to manage it. But Matt Psycho did short fill last time around. This is going to be very interesting, girls and boys. Talleyrand having a steady race here. I don't think he's going to be in a position to attack the Alien, but I think his third place is pretty solid at the moment. Pat, he's going to have to watch his back. He's doing great lap times though. 51s, 50s on the hards. It's pretty similar to the lap times he was doing on the mediums, so that's impressive. 49.8 from the brown streak. RB putting in some very, very competitive times on the medium tyres, And he's quite a way back from Pat at the moment, but with that pace, he'll be catching him slowly but surely. The Baz, meanwhile, 53 last time around, still struggling in the French marquee car with that hard tyre compound. And he just can't find the grip, can't get the accelerator down, and it's just not working out for him at the moment. And all the time he's leaking out seconds and seconds of time a lap. Big Dan's smashing in the 50s, 3 seconds, 4 seconds faster than the Baz currently, and the Baz is being caught. Big Dan is on the move. Thingamajig, meanwhile, it looks like he's going to be lapped pretty soon on the hard tyres. 52.0. Yeah, he's not setting no records out there, but we'll keep an eye. Lap 25, coming up to halfway in the race, and he's only used the hard tyre so far, saving all the best for last as he swings that Nissan around. It's glorious to watch. Might not be fast, but what a beautiful machine. As Matt Psycho there appears in the background, and soul destroying, being lapped, not even halfway into the race. And Thingamajig, just got to keep your chin up, mate. Keep your chin up. Some you win, some you lose. Matt Psycho then closing in on 8th place to put a lap on the 3rd car in this race. We've had 2 DNFs. That Psycho absolutely flying in the lovely looking Mazda. Unbelievable stuff, going what, 4 seconds a lap faster than the car ahead. 47.8 that time around, and Thingamajig did a 51.8, and goes to show the pace difference between the two. Homesick Alien, meanwhile, regularly 49s, but the fuel tank is going down. He's passed halfway. Remember, Matt Psycho short-filled, and he may have short-filled too much, because those soft tyres seem like there's still plenty of life in them. Talleyrand on the medium tyres, halfway through his tank. He stopped a lot later than the guys ahead of him, so he's burnt through some fuel in this stint. He's pushing on, maybe to try and catch that Alien. Pat, meanwhile, 51.2. Great pace from Pat at the moment. Consistent as hell. No mistakes. It's been a glorious race so far. 26 laps and counting. 20 and starting 27. And no issues for Pat. He's sitting in a solid 4th place. He is losing time to RB, but RB is on the medium tyre, and he has got the bit between his teeth. Look at him, 49s in a row, and he's chasing down Pat. He's not far behind him now, and the Genesis really is remembering it's a race car, and it is on its way. Big Dan being, oh, he has caught the Baz. He's caught the Baz, and he's got by the Baz. He's done a beautiful lap of 50.5. Bazza, meanwhile, 58. I think Bazza would have had an off in that race, in that lap, sorry, with a 58 on the board. So, ooh, can Thingamajig catch someone? I doubt it. He's still quite far behind. So, Thingamajig pushing on 55. Ooh, 56, 57, 50. That was a terrible lap time from Thingamajig. Don't know what he done, but that was horrible. Yuck. So Matt Psycho leads this race, and I think he's put it to bed. I think he's done enough now. I know Homesick Alien has yet to use the soft tyre. Matt Psycho is yet to use the hard tyre. Now this is interesting, because Matt Psycho's fuel has now come and started flashing. Maybe he'll keep the tyres on in the pit stop. Maybe he'll just go in, but that just seems counterproductive. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what Matt Psycho's going to do. Well, I mean, there's not much he can do. He's probably got about 2 laps, and then he's going to have to pit. But those soft tyres, plenty of life still left in them. So this is a very interesting strategy from the Mazda team. Homesick Alien, 1/4 of a tank of fuel. The medium's still okay, and he's doing some cracking laps. But Matt Psycho, it'll be interesting to see. Talleyrand, third. He's in the 50s. I don't think there's any fear of Pat catching him at the moment. Pat's used the medium tyre, I believe, and there's yet to use the soft. So Pat could still be a huge danger here. RB is closing the gap. 49s regularly, like the Alien is doing. Pat doing 51s. It's 2 seconds a lap. And RB is definitely closing in on the Porsche now. With Big Dan pulling away from... Oof, he was quite wide. Pulling away from the Baz. 51.4 last time around for him. Baz are doing a 52.8. And Thingamajig miles out of the way of this one. And is this lap any better than the 59.3 clanger that he did last time around? 52.9. So Thingamajig obviously pushing on, trying to get something out of this race and making huge mistakes. Matt Psycho then, the fuel is flashing, we know, but it's only going down. And his tyres are still looking relatively new. Homesick Alien crosses the line with a 49.6. Matt Psycho, Homesick in a league of their own at the moment. Talleyrand has yet to use the hard tyres. Started with the softs, went for the mediums. So, and Pat yet to use the soft tyre, but he has been caught by a Racer Brown who's used the hards and the mediums so far. Still has the soft tyre option available to him. And that car is dead sexy in the dark, innit? I love the lights going up the side. It's beautiful. And Pat just a sitting duck at the moment on his hard tyres. And they get to the braking zone. Surely the Genesis will be all up and in his business. At the moment, though, the Genesis still sitting behind the Porsche. The Porsche having an absolute cracking race at the hands of Pat 04. Doing a super job. Had a wiggle there, though, coming over the corner. Heavy braking. The hard tyres will be hurting Pat there. Trying to get any kind of traction down as he tries to accelerate out of the corner. Matt Psycho is in. He's into the pits. Them tyres barely used, I say. He can only use one set of softs at a time, and he has come in with a fresh set of softs virtually. Homesick Alien will like this. He's got 1/4 of a tank of fuel still on board. RB still on the attack for Pat. And there he's gone a little wide now as Pat, but no, not enough for RB to get around. Oh, it looks rather dark in the Genesis. And there he sees a gap. And I thought Pat was going to squeeze him in the wall just from drifting from the hard tyres. Not on purpose, obviously. But I thought he was going to lack of grip. And that is a great move by RB. He's up and into 4th place. But somewhat a little distant from Talleyrand. But again, Talleyrand has only got the hard tyres choice to him. Pat then, he's coming lower on fuel. It's not desperate yet, and the hard tyres getting well used. Big Dan, he's halfway through his mediums, got plenty of fuel. The Subaru, very good on fuel. The Baz on the hard tyres, barely used them, but he's getting into a groove now and doing some good lap times. Thingamajig, he's back in the 52s after his 49 ridiculous lap time. It's 59, sorry, 0.3 ridiculous lap time. But I think there's nothing going for Thingamajig in this race. He's yet to use the mediums and softs, so you never know, but I think his goose is cooked. Matt Psycho then did keep on the same tyres. It doesn't seem... where's Homesick? Why didn't he just put the fuel in the first place? Just didn't want to wear the tyres out, possibly? Interesting strategy. So he's kept the same tyres on. He didn't change tyres in his pit stop. I did say it was an option for him, just to carry on using the softs. But yeah, he's just turned his soft tyres into a double stint with half fuel loads. Interesting. Halfway through the race now. And Matt Psycho has used the mediums and the soft tyres. He only has the hard tyres available to him. He's on half a tank of fuel. And he has a smallish lead now. He had a huge lead, but has come into the pits twice so far. Homesick Alien only making the one stop. Started on the hard tyre, went to the mediums, and he's a little bit behind Matt Psycho, but like I said, Matt Psycho hasn't used the hard tyre yet, as the Alien has. Talleyrand also yet to use the hard tyre. He started on softs and went to mediums. He's a fair distance behind the Alien, but he's a fair distance ahead of RB as well, so pretty safe there. But how will that car handle, excuse me, with a set of hard tyres upon it? RB, meanwhile, chugging on with his medium tyres, doing 49s, ahead of Pat now. Pat must be getting close to a pit stop. Pat is close to a pit stop. Anyone else? Homesick Alien's fuel is flashing, so yes, he's looking like he'll be wanting to pit in the next few laps. Big Dan, okay, quarter of a tank of fuel. Bazza, okay, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. Another rough lap for the Baz, 58.9. And Thingamajig 51.9. So Thingamajig now starting to pick up the pace. I don't know why he's put another set of hard tyres on for a long stint. He's gonna try and pit a what, lap 35? Possibly 35, 36. Put the softs on for what, 10 laps? Maybe he doesn't think the softs are going to last very long. 35, 45, what, and then finish the race on the mediums, last 15 laps maybe? Possibly, who knows? But at the moment, Thingamajig, 54.9, is terrible pace from Thingamajig. Matt Psycho looking like he's coming up to lap Thingamajig again, but it's not, it's the second time, but Matt Psycho's pitted, obviously. It's the second time, but it's the same lap, so it's not like Thingamajig's been lapped 2 laps down. He's just 1 lap down, but lapped twice. It can be difficult to get your head around, honestly, but that's how it happens. Talleyrand, oh, and Pat's in. Pat is in to the pits. How does that change things up? Big Dan, his mediums are starting to look pained, but he's got plenty of fuel. It's the story of his first stint. Bazza's tyres don't look barely touched, and he's just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. Thingamajig on a quarter of a tank of fuel, and his tyres look good. So Pat could drop behind a couple of cars here. He's dropped behind Big Dan. The Bazza coming through the tunnel at the end, and Pat gets moving, and he's opted for another set of hard tyres. So that's still the soft tyres available for Pat as he comes out of the pits. The Bazza is there. Bazza's on the hard tyre. Pat's on the hard tyre. The Bazza is through, but he's gone wide. And Pat easily gets the position back as the Bazza struggles with the grip in his Renault. Papa. Nico. Oh, gosh. I've just had to undo my belt. I'm sorry. I lean forward on the table, and it crushes things. Homesick Alien into the pits then. Homesick Alien having to make a pit stop. Matt Psycho still going with the odd strategy. He's going to catch up Thingamajig and put another, go past him again. I'm not going through it. He's going to lap him again. Talleyrand then goes through and up past the Alien. What's Homesick Alien going to do? Softs, hards. He's got full tank. He left the mediums on. He's done the same as Matt's Psycho. Do you know what? It crossed my mind during the race, but thought better of it. Thought, no, I'm not sure, just in case. RB's gone through. He's on the medium tyres. He's ahead of Homesick Alien now. Homesick Alien staying with the same set of mediums. Big Dan, he's almost killed his mediums, but he's got a bit of fuel left. Pat's gone onto the hard tyre, and he's slowly edged away from the Baz. The Baz struggling in the Clio. It's a Megane, for heaven's sakes. In the Renault with the hard tyre, and Pat now setting chase for Big Dan as Big Dan's tyres go away. He's been doing 51.7s. The Harvey in the chat saying, hey thingy, hi dude, how's it going? And Pat's Porsche looks absolutely delicious. It's great. It is fantastic. I might ask him if I can use that livery if I ever take that around the Nords. Because it is crack-a-lacking. So Pat then chasing down Big Dan. Big Dan very wide there. That front left tyre is absolutely shot. 2 pieces. And we're on lap 33 of 60. As these guys clinging on around this Grand Valley 300. And Pat in 6th, being caught by the Baz, is he? 56.0 for Pat last time out. Bazza doing a 55.5. Thingamajig 52.0. Is he in the action? He's not far away. He's just been lapped by Matt Psycho. Oh, he didn't quite make that corner as neat as I reckon he would have liked to have done. Thingamajig, he's got plenty of fuel, whereas Baz now needs some fuel. Pat has only just filled right up, so Pat's going to be going for a while, but if he's going to do 56... Oh, that was his out lap. This lap will be a lot tidier than that, I tell thee. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, doing absolutely fine. Talleyrand doing good. Fuel's okay for a few laps yet. RB up into 3rd with Homesick Alien making that pit stop, but leaving the medium tyres on. But those medium tyres look like they're getting closer to the end of their life, and they're not going to last that fuel tank, I wonder. RB using up a set of mediums in one stint, unlike the Alien, who feels he can get the mediums for 2 stints. Big Dan, fuel, but he's not going to pit just yet. But the Bazza is. The Bazza in, and Thingamajig may gain a spot here as he goes along the straight to start another lap. Lap 34 there for Thingamajig with a 52.1. Thingamajig only has been on the hard tyre so far. I think the Baz has used... Oh, he's used one of them, softs or mediums, but I'm not sure which one. We're on lap 33. Well, Baz is. He'll be on to lap 34 in a minute. And he has... Oh, it doesn't change straight away, does it? He's filled the car up. We know that much. I still don't know if it's changed yet. I've got to wait. All right, we're going to say he's on the hards. It looks like another set of hard tyres for Baz, saving the softs or mediums, whatever he hasn't used, until the very end. Matt Psycho's getting his money's worth out of these soft tyres, going for a 2 stint. And there's a bollard in the middle of the track again. Talleyrand's fuel is now flashing. RB's fuel is not as of yet. Homesick Alien closing in with those used mediums on RB. RB's dropped out the 49s into the 50s now. Still only 1 stop so far for RB. Why is he getting blue flags? Who's getting blue flags? It can't be these guys. Is it the Baz? Are they all catching up the Baz? Oh, that's Talleyrand in 2nd, catching up with the Baz. So Big Dan's gone in. Fuel. Pat Olmagain, another position there. Back up into 5th place. Can Thingamajig? No, Thingamajig maybe a little too far back to gain on Big Dan. Big Dan there. He only had a quarter of a tank. Oh, no, he's filling up, sorry. So Thingamajig, he does gain the position, but his fuel is flashing. So Thingamajig will be into the pits pretty soon. And surely he'll put something on a little bit faster than the hard tyre. We will see. So Big Dan then leaves the pit lane. And he has gone for a set of hard tyres. He's used the softs, he's used the mediums. And now Big Dan has to live with the pain of the hards. But he's ahead of the Baz, who's having a tough one. That was Talleyrand going into the pits. Beautiful entry into the pits there from Talleyrand. That'll put RB up and into 2nd place. But RB yet to make the 2nd pit stop that he needs to make. He has used the hard tyre, the medium tyre. He still has the soft tyre available to him. Talleyrand, will he keep the same mediums on like we've seen the other guys doing? I believe he may do. because he's only got hard tyres available to him. We're on lap 36 of 60. Still a long way to go in this race. Can Pat get past Talleyrand? No, Talleyrand is on his way out of the pit lane already, and he has kept the same medium tyres on. Cracking stuff from Talleyrand there. Very clever strategies at play out there from these guys. Pat 5th, Thingamajig in 6th, but he's going to be coming into the pits surely at the end of this lap. It looks like he's on vapours. Let's hope he doesn't run out of fuel on his way to the pits again. Harvey saying, when did this race happen? Gutted I wasn't part of it. I think it was about 3 or 4 Saturdays ago, Fridays. Was it a Friday night? Yeah, I think it was about 3 or 4 Fridays ago. It was all in Discord. It was the Grand Valley 300. It was good fun. So Thingamajig is into the pits. That should easily put Big Dan back up and into 7th. And has Bazza lost too much time to gain back on Thingamajig, or will Thingamajig slip back to the back? But he's got some fast tyres to put on that car. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, his soft tyres virtually run out. Wow, I heard some noises there. Did someone crash? Or was that just a weird noise that Matt Psycho's car makes?
Racing going on.
And the Harvey saying, oh, missed this one. Some good racing going on. It is. I didn't know. I drove at the back all through it, so I didn't know what was going on ahead, but it's been great. RB into the pits. The fuel's out. RB's into the pits. He's got the soft tyre available for him. He's not going to carry on with those mediums, surely. Homesick Alien back up into 2nd. His mediums are virtually gone, but he's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Who's he catching up? He's putting a lap on Pat, is he? No, Thingamajig. It's Thingamajig. He's back at the back, is Thingamajig. So the Baz did get through and ahead of Thingamajig, but Thingamajig now has got the soft tyre on, and Homesick Alien is on the old mediums. So can he catch the back marker and get by him? The back marker now is on a push. He's on a push and a pull to try and get something out of this race in the Nissan with the racing soft tyres on, but he's being caught by 2nd place Homesick Alien. And what will happen here? Homesick Alien on an old set of tyres. He's only managing 150s. Talleyrand in 3rd. He's pitted, kept the same tyres on, and Homesick Alien could be in trouble from Talleyrand. Talleyrand could get 2nd place away from Homesick Alien. Matt Psycho has done a blinder here with this strategy, getting a double stint out of his soft tyres by only half filling each time, keeping the car lighter, less tyre wear. Great stuff. Homesick Alien hoping that his tyres cling on in there for 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and that the Thingamajig does not get in his way or hold him up in any way whatsoever. Thingamajig just putting on the soft tyre, filling right up, and he'll be wanting to take, what, 10 laps or so out of this, and then finish on the mediums, I guess. So far, 54.1 as his out lap. The Baz is his target just ahead. The Baz is on hard tyres, but he's doing good lap times now. 51.7. Big Dan's on the hard tyre. He did a 52.1. Pat's on the hard tyre. Did a 53.9. Thingamajig has got too much of a job at hand ahead of him. Matt Psycho, he's had a bang. He's had a banger with the wall, giving Homesick Alien half an opportunity, but Homesick Alien's tyres are almost done. He did a 51.2 last time out. He's unable to catch the Nissan, who's on soft tyres ahead of him. So Homesick Alien trying to keep a hold of his Toyota in 2nd place, chasing down Matt Psycho. Talleyrand is a huge threat at the moment to Homesick Alien. And Matt Psycho's into the pits. Matt Psycho is into the pits. He only has hard tyres available to himself. He's not going to try and double stint those soft tyres. So Matt Psycho has now going to have to go onto the hard tyres. What sort of pace can we see from Matt Psycho on those hard tyres? And Homesick Alien on the dead medium tyres that he's driving cannot close the gap to the much slower thingamajig ahead of him. He couldn't even make the chicane. I nearly had you, bro. No, you didn't even have the car. So thingamajig then, he's playing survival. He wants to stay ahead of the alien. He doesn't want to back off and lose time. He's got to try and salvage something out of this race. He's running last. He's done a 50.8 straight away with those soft tyres. Cracking stuff. Matt Psycho then making the pit stop. He's put the hard tyres on. He's only gone half fuel. He's gone half fuel. The man is quite mad. Homesick Alien, 50.9 on that. 52.7 from Talleyrand on his old mediums. Harvey saying, I knew you was Vin Diesel. There you go. RB after his stop, he's put the soft tyre on. He's done a 48.8, and maybe there's more threats up ahead. Where is Talleyrand? Talleyrand is only just ahead of RB. Talleyrand is on a dead set of mediums. Well, they're half used. RB's on the softs, and he's absolutely flying in the Genesis, and I think Talleyrand could be in trouble now. And we are, believe it or not, on lap 39 of 60, and have we had a dull moment yet? I say no. It's been action-packed all the way. How has that been? An hour and 12 minutes of racing, and not one dull moment so far. Pat is in 5th place. Is he okay? He's miles ahead of Big Dan. Big Dan on the hard tyres. Oh, Thingamajig's ahead of the Baz. What's happened? The Baz has had a mistake. The Baz has had a mistake, and Thingamajig now, he's still got the alien chasing him down, but a 50 point... Oh, we saw the 50.8. But he's up and ahead of the Baz. He is no longer, for the first time in this race, except for the beginning, he is not last. So, something to celebrate, I guess. There you go, kiddies. You stay with something. A 49.8. Very good lap time from Thingamajig there in the Nissan. And he's living his best life right now on the soft tyre. It's soft tyre life, isn't it? Thug life. Homesick Alien at 50.3. And that is why he's not catching the Nissan ahead of him. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, is blowing the world away with the speed and the pace and the strategy. Matt Psycho for Prime Minister. That's what I say. The man is in touch with every facet of his racingness, and Homesick Alien is just chasing his smoke. Talleyrand then is under threat. I said that Talleyrand was a huge threat to the alien, and now I consider that he's under threat himself by the RB himself. RB showing brilliance here midway through this race. We are a 2/3 through. 20 laps to go for the Grand Valley 300 kilometer. What an absolute classic. And Kaz, take a leaf out the Virtual Racers book, guy. Put the 300 in the single player, because I would play that regularly. What a track, what a race. The sun's dipping down now behind the mountains, and this race is alive. Look at RB harrying Talleyrand in the Supra. The Genesis set to jump. The Duracell Genesis has got the toe down and over the bridge and is going into the braking zone. He's on the soft tyres. It's going to be easier, but Talleyrand's going to make it very difficult around the outside. But no, RB is through. RB has done the job, and the soft tyres helping immensely with the grip there on the inside. And it's RB up and into third. Now, can he catch the alien? No, the alien is miles away. But Homesick Alien's tyres absolutely shoddy as hell, but he's maintaining a mid-50s, 50.5s, whereas Matt Psycho, he's on the hards and he's only just in the 50s now. How's Thingamajig getting on with the alien just behind him? 50.7. He should be going faster. He needs to be going faster. Big Dan's not that far ahead. He's on the hard tyres. He's just done a 56.9 as well. So Thingamajig has got to push with all his might here. There's still chances for positions, and he wants to stay ahead of the alien for pride, at least. Homesick Alien's tyres virtually done. RB is on a tear. Watch out, alien. Delicious. Nice energy drink just to keep me boosted and going. So RB hunting himself second place here. Talleyrand, the medium tyres. I don't know if he's fuel saving. I don't know if he's trying to go as long into this race as he possibly can. He's barely used any of that fuel. His tyres aren't totally destroyed, but he's maintained a sort of 51 second lap time. He doesn't look like he's pushing, so I think he's trying to make the tyres last for that fuel tank. Pat's got a wiggle on. We've seen him make no mistakes so far in this race. It's not a huge costly one, and he has got no threats around him. Big Dan is miles behind him, so Pat pretty safe in that 5th place, I'd say. Big Dan doing a 53.3 last time out, with Thingamajig doing a 50.2. Homesick Alien still hasn't closed in and put a lap on, and look at the scenery in the background. It's absolutely glorious. The red skies as the sun dips down here in Grand Valley, and these guys race on into the night. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, half a tank of fuel, racing hard tyres. We're on lap 42 of 60. He has got acres of space before the Alien can catch him, and the Alien has killed his medium tyres now. He's dropped into the 51s. He's got Racer Brown chasing him down. He's getting closer. 47.7 there from RB. Matt Psycho's got the fastest lap with a 47.269, but RB will be pushing for that fastest lap and to catch the Alien, who's somewhat 3-4 seconds slower than him at the moment. Did we see movement? No. Talleyrand is in 4th. Pat is in 5th, doing okay, miles ahead. Oh, it's getting sloppy though for Pat now. 56.1 last time out. Big Dan 53.3. Thingamajig's pushing on with 50s. These guys have got to be careful. The Nissan could be a threat come the end of the race. The lights are on in the tunnel, and it is virtually dark out there. That is beautiful. I don't know how much racing we'll see, but it's all right because the cars are pretty spread out now. And all of the overtaking we have got to look forward to is going to be, well, it's going to be RB. It's going to be RB catching up the Alien with the pace he's showing right now. And I still think we've still got possibly another pit stop to go before the checkered flag. And look at RB pushing the Duracell Genesis all the way to its limits. And he's doing a magnificent job trying to gain on the Alien. A 47.6 that time around. Homesick Alien a 52.2, barely clinging onto the track, trying to use up his fuel, before he has to make a pit, but the tyres are shot. He's still chasing Thingamajig. In fact, I think Thingamajig now is starting to pull away from the Alien. He's not quite getting that lap on him. Talleyrand, meanwhile, he's still keeping those medium tyres tidy. He's just being consistent. He's not pushing hard. The sun dipping down over the edge of that sea, proving that it's a flat earth. Does that look like it's got a curve on it, that landscape? Hey? That's where all the missing people go. They just walk off the edge. If you've lost a cat, it probably walks off the edge of the flat earth. And if you've lost sort of like people, they probably wandered off the edge of the flat earth and fell off into space. It happens all the time. So the sun virtually going down now, and Matt Psycho leads, coming out of the tunnel to start lap 44, and we're getting closer and closer to the checkered flag and to find out who is the master of the Grand Valley. And so far Matt Psycho is looking very good. Very good indeed. Homesick Alien clinging on to a set of dead medium tyres, hoping that something's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to. Sitting with my girlfriend and listening to the 16, wishing that something would happen. So Homesick Alien now being caught easily by RB. There's still a chasm of a distance between the two of them, but RB's pace is such that he is killing it. Homesick Alien some nearly 4 seconds slower than RB at the moment, and that is a lot of time to be giving up. Talleyrand maintaining those. Ooh, he's dropped into the 53s on that one. Is it the tyres? Oh, yellow flag. Someone's having an off. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, it could have been her thingamajig. No, he's got past Big Dan. Did Big Dan have an off? Let's have a look then. There's thingamajig closing in on Big Dan. Big Dan just goes a little bit wide. Didn't want to play that game. Oh, I bet he thought it was being lapped, bless him. With Homesick Alien and all the blue flags. I bet Big Dan, he just saw headlights and didn't realise it was a position. Oh, tricked. Tricked he was. It looked like he pulled over to let a car through, and it was thingamajig. Oh, I bet Big Dan's seething. I bet he's thinking, oh, darn you. Darn you, tricky little Nissan. So thingamajig does get a position there. I don't know what the yellow flag that Talleyrand was getting, though. Doesn't seem like anyone's had an off that I can see, or a tap on the wall. No damage on anyone's cars. So Talleyrand's getting a false flag. And Pat is still safe. Chasm of space behind him from thingamajig. He's got no concerns there, but he's doing 52 threes. Thingamajig is doing 50s. So that's 2 seconds a lap. Oh, there's time being made up everywhere here. This is the beauty of having all these strategies in play. Homesick Alien on a dead set of medium tyres, not managing anything faster than 52s. Matt Psycho's out there on a hard set of tyres, managing 50s. And that's it. Homesick Alien's given up with those tyres. RB is definitely going to get that second place. And Homesick Alien, I think, still has a set of soft tyres available to him. So maybe we'll see Homesick Alien out on a set of softs, possibly. I'm not sure. Sure, he's only used the hards and the mediums twice. So I think we'll see soft tyres from the Alien in the next stint. Where is Talleyrand? Talleyrand's still nursing those medium tyres around for a second stint. And he goes up and ahead of the Alien. Half a tank of fuel in that car. That could see him to lap 55, but I don't think it's going to see him till the end of the race. He has only used the softs and the mediums so far, has Talleyrand. And maybe that's his plan, to not use hards whatsoever. And he's doing a good job of it so far. RB. He's got about half a tank as well. Quarter of a tank for Matt Psycho. Homesick Alien comes out with a full tank. Is that enough to get him to the end of the race? I'll tell you what. On the soft tyres as well, that could be enough for the Alien to get him to the end of the race. And Talleyrand and RB may have to make a pit stop, and Matt Psycho, before the end of the race. So this race is far from over with only 15 laps to go, and we still don't know. It's probable that Matt Psycho is going to win it. It's very likely. Pat as well. 52s from Pat with those hard tyres, but I don't think Pat's used the soft tyre yet. He's saving the soft tyre till the last run. Thingamajig, a 51.2. He's not getting the pace. He's not getting the pace out of those soft tyres that he should be. A 51.4 there. He's on half a tank of fuel. And he might be a second a lap faster than Pat, but he's got to go faster than that. Big Dan at 54 last time around for him. Can Bazza catch him? Oh, a 207 for the Baz. So the Baz and Big Dan's race is falling apart as soon as they're onto the hard tyre. Thingamajig on the softs, yet to use the medium. So another pit stop from Thingamajig ahead in the future. Pat also, and I don't believe he's used the soft, so has he? I don't think he has. I think he started on the mediums and went hard and hard. So I think Pat's still yet to use the soft tyre. And Thingamajig on half a tank. It's not going to get him to the end of the race, though. He's going to have to do a splash. Oh, a dash. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, quarter of a tank of fuel on board with his racing hards. It's touching the 49s now. The man is relentless. What a pace. RB 48s on the soft tyre, but the soft tyre on the front left there is starting to look quite abused. Talleyrand, unbelievable, has he used any fuel in this race? The tyres are starting to creep down, but Talleyrand having a very interesting race, just keeping steady lap times, but Homesick Alien is closing in. This is what they see. on board with the Alien. So the headlights do light it up quite nicely. Blind the marshals as they come around the corner. Homesick Alien miles ahead of Pat. Hasn't got any issues there. But he was running second place in this race. And he's waiting for... I think he can run to the end though. So he's waiting for RB and Talleyrand to make their pit stops. Matt Psycho also has a pit stop to make. His fuel's not going to get to the end of the race. But, there's someone ahead of Homesick. Is that Talleyrand? Can't be, surely. Talleyrand is in the tunnel. He is. It's rather close. Talleyrand 51.6, but Homesick Alien catching him up at a rate of knots. I just feel that Talleyrand's going to try and go all the way to the end here without using a set of hard tyres. They're not mandatory, so I don't think he has to use the hard tyre. But it's just, it's an interesting strategy, isn't it? Matt Psycho finishing the race on the hard tyre, but all the work's been done. He's put in good shifts early on, and he's built himself a huge buffer that no one can close up. RB trying, but his tyres are getting close to the end now. He won't be maintaining them 48s pretty soon. Talleyrand in the 51s, Homesick Alien a 47.6 there. He's just gone to the softs, and he's going to be really pushing all the way to the checkered flag. Pat there, his fuel's getting low, 52.3 last time out for Pat on them racing hards. He's had a good pace all the way through this race as Pat. It's been a great race for him in the Porsche. Thingamajig now 50.4. It needed to be faster really on the racing softs, and Thingamajig wasting an opportunity there. Pat too far ahead, and he needed to really be doing the Aliens 48s and 47s, but he can't even get it any faster than the 50s. And he's still screeching those tyres. Big Dan's into the pits. Big Dan, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel, but maybe he just feels it's better just to pit now for the last 14 laps. What tyres has he got available to him? I don't think he has. I think he'll leave those hards on, won't he? Or put a new set of hards on. Bazza pushing on. Can he get past Big Dan for that position? He's not had such a great time since he's put the hard tyre on. Matt Psycho's getting ready for a pit soon. Bazza coming around the final corner now. Big Dan's on the move. No, Bazza doesn't get the move done because Big Dan's out. He's back on another set of hards, and he's put in a full tank of fuel for 13 laps. Interesting. Thingamajig, he's halfway through his soft tyres. He's under half a tank of fuel, chasing down Pat, who's now needing a pit stop. Pat needs a pit stop, but he's not used a soft tyre. This could be tight between Thingamajig. Pat could come out around Thingamajig with a set of soft tyres on, and we should have a race. No, Pat's going another lap. And why not if he can? Although, why? If you're going to use soft tyres, come in, put the fuel in. You can easily get enough fuel in there for 12 laps. And he's opted to stay out on the slower tyre there. And it's going to cost him time. If he's going to softs anyway, you think he'd go in sooner rather than later. Thingamajig on the soft tyres, but he's not doing the lap times that he needs to. He has touched the 49s. He is able to do it, but he's only done it the once. And again, 50s, but a very low 50 against Pat's 52.4. So slowly gaining on Pat, but not enough. Big Dan looking very comfortable. I don't think he's going to come back at Thingamajig in this race, but he's staying ahead of the Baz. They're not that far apart, but Baz hasn't got enough fuel to get to the end. He's going to have to make another pit, and I think Big Dan now is running to the end of this race. Matt Psycho then, when is he going to bring it into the pits? RB still going on. He's still got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. Tyres are starting to go away from him. And a Homesick Alien, brand new soft tyres, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. We assume he's going to be able to make it all the way to the end. He's got himself past Talleyrand, hasn't he? He's caught Talleyrand up and got by. Cracking stuff from the Alien then. And he's back on the resurgence. How far behind RB? And we think RB's going to have to pit. So Homesick Alien sitting pretty. And this surely is Matt Psycho coming into the pits at the end of this lap. With 10 more laps to go, I think, at the end of this one. Matt Psycho makes his way through to the end of the lap. And there you go, Matt Psycho into the pits, but he's got such a huge buffer. I don't think he's even he's gonna be back out again in the lead. Although RB might just continue on. He's got a few laps left in him. Homesick Alien is the rival, but he's just too far away. I think he lost too much time early on in this race. Talleyrand, I honestly think he's going to try and get that car to the end. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. I'm sure he's going to have to come in and pit and put some hard tyres on. Thingamajig's up to 5th now. Pat's made a pit stop, but he's put the soft tyres on. 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and Pat means business as he chases down Thingamajig, who will need to make a pit stop. That's not enough fuel to get to the end. So 11 laps to go, and Pat just has to stick with it. He's on the fast tyre though. RB's into the pits. RB's into the pits. And what tyres has he got available? I think he's used all the fast ones. He might have mediums available to him. He hasn't. Hang on, give it a chance. It might change. Yes, he's gone to hards. So RB has gone to the hard tyre. Talleyrand also into the pits, and he'll have to go to the hard tyre. That puts Homesick Alien up and into 2nd place, but oh, he's not that far behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho on the hards, Homesick on the softs. It's showdown in the valley. RB back out on hard tyres in 3rd. Talleyrand is in 4th on hard tyres. He's a little too far behind RB, but we'll see. Thingamajig in 5th place, but he's coming to the end of his stint, and Pat will easily get that position back from Thingamajig. He might even get it back off him on track if he hangs around long enough. Big Dan, Bazza's into the pits, Bazza's out of the pits, and he's put a lot of fuel in that for 10 laps, but he knows his car, he knows what it needs. He's gone for soft tyres. I'm not sure if he's used softs or not, possibly not. I've lost track. It's been an hour and 33 minutes. So the Baz, he's gone on to softs for his last stint, but he's put a lot of fuel in. I don't think he needed that much. Matt Psycho out there with half a tank. He's running to the flag on racing hard tyres. 9 laps left for the Sykes. And he's just putting a lap on 6th place Pat there, and Pat making it very easy for him, as he should. Homesick Alien crossing the line then. And he is pursuing Matt, 47.7. Matt Psycho, well, it was an outlap, so it was a 53.2. But Homesick Alien closing in on his foe. Pat having a lag moment there. RB on the hard tyres. We saw in the very beginning of this race. RB not very happy, comfortable on the racing hard tyres. So we'll see how he cracks on. He might lose some time, and Talleyrand will love that. Talleyrand not that far behind. Oh yeah, he's quite far behind actually. I thought he was closer. Talleyrand with his hazard lights on. I don't know if that's for a reason or not. If he's backing off with something. What's he doing? 201. No, he's on pace. He must have just hit a button by accident. Thingamajig, 5th place. Fuel's low. Tyres starting to be done. Pat is closing in. Pat is the concern there to Thingamajig. He's yet to use the medium tyre. He's going to be in late for a pit stop. Talleyrand on the hards. RB on the hards. Matt's Homesick Alien on the softs. 47's on the reg now for him. Chasing down Matt Psycho, who we'll see now what he's doing on the hard tyre. I think he can manage a 50. But it's still losing 2 point something seconds on the Alien, 2.3 seconds on the Alien. Homesick Alien just straight behind him. RB miles behind that battle for the lead, and Talleyrand and RB quite a distance between them. So the closest battles we've got at the moment is Pat chasing down Thingamajig. He only managed a 53.2 last time around. Thingamajig doing a 50.7. That is in the right direction for Thingamajig, but Pat very close, very close. Oh, I bet he's done 53.2 because he had to back off for Matt Psycho. And Matt Psycho mixing it with the midfield runners at the moment. Thingamajig's fuel is starting to flash, and he's going to have to come into the pits and service that Nissan for the final time in this race, giving Pat the position easily. Can Big Dan get that position? He's been doing 53s on those racing hard tyres in the Subaru. Bazza on the softs. Can he catch Big Dan up before the end of the race? He's got 10 laps. Well, it's not even 10 laps. They've been lapped, so they've got 8 laps left of this race to do. And it's a huge feat. But if anyone can do it, the Belgian Bullet is capable. And Big Dan on those hards, just trying to cling on. Pat pushing hard, pushing hard. He's got a great toe from Matt Psycho. He's staying behind Matt Psycho. That is helping indeed. And Thingamajig, he's not into the pitch yet. He's pushing on still a little longer on lap 52. But I think he's a lap down already, so no, he might not be a lap down because Pat's with Matt Psycho, isn't he? So I think currently Thingamajig is unlapped. What's Matt Psycho's lapped on? 53, but he hasn't got past. And Matt Psycho's in the chat saying, evening. Hello, bad boy. How are you? You've had an absolute dominating race this evening. Congratulations. Homesick Alien is chasing you down on a set of softs in the final few laps, but I just think he's too far. I think you've done all the work early, and now you can just relax and cruise on home. Thingamajig's getting ready for a pit stop, and Pat is very close. He's even closing in on Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho on those hard tyres, and Pat getting a tow. Really, he's getting a great help from Matt Psycho in this race on his fight with Thingamajig. Have to remember who your friends are, eh, Matt? He's not. Matt Psycho, he's just driving his race. Pat being very clever, letting the lapped car by, even though it's on slower tyres, and then grabbing a tow from the Mazda. Thingamajig then, he's got to be into the pits, surely. How's the battle with Homesick? Homesick, 48.3, Matt Psycho a 50, so 2 seconds a lap. RB 51.0 on those hard tyres. Talleyrand 53. Oh, that was an out lap, so it's hard to judge. And there you go, Thingamajig into the pits. Did he run out of fuel again? No, it looks like he's got some fuel on board, and he'll be putting the medium tyres on. And there goes Pat with his mate Matt, giving him a tow, giving him a 49.3. Great lap time there that Matt Psycho helped you get. And Matt Psycho saying cracking battle with Homesick Alien. Thingamajig then, is he going to get out before Big Dan? There's Big Dan coming. Oh no, Big Dan isn't quite there, is he? Unbelievable. So Thingamajig doesn't even have to get into the battle with Big Dan. He's out, and that's it for Thingamajig then. There's no way of catching Pat in this race. Pat on a fresh set of softs and grabbing a tow from the leader. He is away with it. And Thingamajig almost a whole pit stop behind the Pat. Would need Pat to have some awful incidents happening. Matt Psycho meanwhile leading this race. Homesick Alien not that far behind, but Matt Psycho on the hard tyre, and Homesick Alien doing 48.7s, Matt Psycho doing 50.3, so 1.5 seconds at the very bare minimum between the two of them. And Matt Psycho's got the distance though on the Alien. We're on lap 54, 6 more laps to go, and I think it's too late for the Alien. I don't think he's got a chance to close in this race, and the Mazda has this one wrapped up. Homesick Alien in second, RB on those hard tyres, a 50.1. He's trying to stay ahead of Talleyrand, but it's quite a distance between the two of them, and Talleyrand not getting on with the hard tyres, it seems. 55.2 last time around for him. Can Pat catch him? How far away? No, it's big distances, huge distances. 49.3 we saw Pat getting last time with the lovely toe from Matt Psycho. He's coming along the straight again, and he's putting it out of touch for Thingamajig. Thingamajig on the medium tyres now. 51.5 from Pat. Thingamajig on the medium tyres on his out lap, so it's not a true lap, but he's way too far back to do anything now. Oh, it's too late, baby, now it's too late. But you ever really... whatever. So Matt Psycho bringing it home. 5 more laps to go. He's on the hard tyre. He's doing 50s on the regular. Homesick Alien smashing out those 48s, trying to catch up. The distance is getting smaller between the two of them, but the time is running out. The sands of time slipping through the hole and down into the bottom part of the egg timer. And Homesick Alien is here in the TikTok. Was that Pat having an off? It was Pat dropping the car. Thingamajig may still have a chance here. How do we know? So Pat making a mistake now. He's got Homesick Alien closing in on him. That's how far, that's how easy the win could go. With Homesick Alien, it's just one small off that Pat had, and he was behind Matt Psycho, and he's back on the track, and he's got Homesick Alien catching him up already. So Pat's having to be air on the car, sliding again. The Porsche not liking the cold track in the evening. It's sliding around underneath Pat. Thingamajig's pushing on, but I mean, there's just too far behind, isn't he? It's getting closer, but he needs Pat to make more mistakes than that. Thingamajig then chasing him down. We've got Homesick Alien chasing down Matt Psycho, but the tyres getting older and older as they go around. Here's Matt Psycho. He started lap 56. He did a 49.6 last time around. Homesick Alien, it's going to be about similar. 49.6 also, really. They both did the same lap time. Unbelievable stuff. RB chasing him down, but he's on the hard tyres. He can't get no pace off of the Genesis, but he's easily keeping Talleyrand at bay. Talleyrand nearly a half a lap behind the closest runner. Pat making a small mistake there. Did a 54.8 last time around. Thingamajig doing a 51.3 on those medium tyres. More laps like that, Thingamajig thinks. Pat on those soft tyres, but Pat's pushing. Does he fancy catching Talleyrand up? Talleyrand's a little too far out of touch. So Pat just going for good lap times on those soft tyres. And he's being caught by a Homesick Alien, I believe. So he'll have to slow down to let the Alien by pretty soon. But now Homesick Alien soft tyres pretty short with 5 laps still to go, including this one. 5, because they count 60 for some reason. So Matt Psycho then brings it around to finish at lap 56, and he's getting some great pace out of those hard tyres now. And we're in the dead of night here at Grand Valley for the Virtual Racers Club presents the Grand Valley 300 kilometers, and we have had a blast. Let's hope there's another 300 kilometers on the horizon. I did hear rumors and talks in the shadows, the shadowy areas of VRC.
Still deaf from 2 hours in that Mazda.
Matt Psycho saying he's still deaf from 2 hours in this Mazda. It's a loud one, definitely. So yeah, in the shadowy areas of the Virtual Racers Club, I've heard talks that the 300 should happen more regular, as we have the Endurance 2.5 on original racetracks, or world racetracks as they call it, that we should have the 300s on the pretend tracks. I cannot wait for Devil's Haircut, Devil's Seaside, Dragon's Lair, the Dragon track. A monthly race, says Matt Psycho. The Dragon Track 300. What's the Dragon? Trail Dragon? Dragon's Trail? Might be Dragon's Trail. Seaside and Dragon's Trail Gardens. We'll go with that, in lieu of me not remembering what it's called. But yeah, the 300 of that. Death chicane about 70 times would be awesome. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, then, leading the way, as he has done virtually from the beginning of the race. And it has been a dominant race, a great race from Matt Psycho. Homesick Alien, 48-1, he's still pushing on, you know. This race is not over, it's not a huge distance between the two of them, but those soft tyres are slowly falling away. And RB in third spot. Don't think he's got much of a chance of catching the Alien, but there's not much chance of the Supra catching him as well. And Bazza unlapping himself from Talleyrand. He has put the soft tyres on, remember, so he doesn't want to sit and lose time behind Talleyrand. The Bazza then pushing on 51.9. He did a 48.6 in that car, and he's only got a few laps left on those soft tyres. It's a shame he didn't go on to it sooner. And he's chasing down Big Dan. Big Dan's doing 53.9s at the moment in the Subaru. But Bazza is just too far behind to make any kind of impact. 3 laps to go, including this one. Matt Psycho on lap 58. Homesick Alien chasing him down. A 48.2 from Homesick Alien last time around. Matt Psycho a 49.8. It's just not going to be enough. RB safe in that podium position, and Talleyrand not enjoying the hard tyre at all, not getting any kind of pace. Look at it, he's dropped out of the times at all, totally. 55s and 53s. And now I'm starting to understand that car does not like hard tyres. I wondered how it couldn't beat the Subaru in The Car Is the Star. And I'm starting to think that the Supra just does not like hard tyre. With 52.4 though, a bit better. Pat, meanwhile, 49.1 from Pat. And that isn't without Matt Psycho's assistance. That Porsche is swift in Pat's hands. And that's put it away for Thingamajig. He's got no chance of fighting that. And Pat is gone. He's disappeared. Although those tyres are getting slightly worn with a couple of laps to go, could still be some interesting things happening in the end of this race. Big Dan, 52.7. Bazza's pushing like buggery to catch up with Big Dan, but I just don't think there's enough time for him to do it. Matt Psycho on lap 59, the penultimate lap. We're at an hour and 48, nearly an hour and 49 minutes so far. This has been an epic race to join such wonders as the Blue Moon 300, and now we have the Grand Valley 300. What will be next? Deep Forest 300, Dragon's Trail 300, trying to think of some tracks. St. Croix 300. I think Matt Psycho's head just exploded when I said St. Croix 300. Matt Psycho, at the moment though, fuel are flashing, and I think all his worries are behind him now. This one is a slam dunk. Homesick Alien. STC, yeah, St. Croix 300, that's what I just said. Oh, he was typing it when I said it, I bet. So Matt Psycho and Homesick, look at them all, perfectly timed fuel. And he's got the love heart eyes as Matt Psycho. He's lobbying for that one now, for the next one, St. Croix 300 in old Group C's. And Matt Psycho starting the final lap here at the Grand Valley 300. STCC 3000. 3,000 kilometre, would take all day. So Matt Psycho shifting it just a little bit. to take the win. I don't even know who won Blue Moon 300. It was probably Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho then bringing her on home. Homesick Alien in second. I don't think anything else is happening down the field. RB starts his final lap with Talleyrand getting blue flags. So Matt Psycho lapping all the way up to just below the podium. That is impressive stuff. Pat there, safe in his fifth. He's on the final lap as well. And his tyres are old, but he's maintained a great lap time there. Thingamajig, sixth in the end. And I'm saying his strategy could have been better. Look, he barely used those mediums. He could have swapped a racing hard stint for the medium stint, I believe. Didn't have to do 2 racing hard stints. He's barely used those mediums, but he's used all the fuel up, so... But he could have double stinted the mediums, I guess, like some other guys. And Racer Brown is catching up. Right, let's get back. Matt Psycho. Is he there? No. I'm not sure. Yes. These are the last few corners, and here he comes. The star of Grand Valley 300, bringing it across the line. Congratulations, you son of a gun. Great drive from Matt Psycho. Homesick Alien, not that far behind, really, after a 2-hour race, in second place. And RB, I think a few other people have stopped finishing. Pat has finished. RB, did he get past Thingamajig? I'm not sure. No, he hasn't. So Thingamajig, there's Big Dan. I don't know who's going to finish. It's going to be Thingamajig there. Next across the line in 6th spot. Where did he qualify? 5th. So lost a position in the race. 6th spot. Well done. A cracking race. Take a boo. RB. Fantastic drive. Who's going to be next across the line? Not Talleyrand. It'll be the biggest of Dans. And Matt Psycho saying, any rumours of the next 2.5 hours? Hint, hints. Top comms for 2 hours. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've heard it's going to be Group C's at Nordenschleife. 24-hour track. I'm not joking either. I think that's what Homesick Alien. I shouldn't say secrets, I know. But I'm pretty sure it's your biggest wet dream. I'm not joking. No, I think it's Nürburgring, in all fairness. But I didn't tell you. Big Dan gets himself 7th place. I think Talleyrand, no, because Bazza unlapped himself, didn't he? So Talleyrand will be finishing 4th. But first, Bazza crosses the line in 8th place, and it's the hard tyres that stitched him up. And the Renault. 8th there for Bazza, as Talleyrand then brings it on home with no fuel. Is he going slow? By jolly he is. By jolly Jove he is. Wowzers, 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 guys. What a race. What an absolute classic race that was. And I cannot wait for the next 300. That was beautiful. So, oh no. Whereabouts am I? Here we go. Oh, come on. No, that's all you're going to get. Get away. Matt Psycho in the distance there with a very good win. I'm not teasing you, Matt, honestly. So, yes, great win for Matt Psycho. And he's had some very good news this evening, it seems. Now, it's definitely not Nordschleife. You know they wouldn't do that to the rest of the people, as you're the only person who wants to do that. But I do think it's from that area. Homesick Alien coming home in 2nd. We're not going to get good shots. There you go. That's as good as it's getting, and I'm not hunting for it. Vista Point. Beautiful track, by the way. I like it. I know it's had a few hits, a few negative comments. Not as good as it used to be or anything like that, but I enjoy the track. I think it's beautiful. Even the short track is really fun. So Homesick Alien getting 2nd place. It's the back of everyone's cars. RB in 3rd. And that is your podium. Great guys, great guns. Fourth place for Talleyrand, crawling towards the line out of
I really
fuel.
like it now.
Fifth place for Pat in the Porsche. Great drive from Pat, very consistent. Drove really hard to get that place. Oh, and Matt Syker says he really likes it now. Grand Valley, that is. Next is Thingamajig. Good drive, not bad. Could have done better with his strategy, I believe, but still, cool. Good stuff. I was happy with it. It was all right. Big Dan in seventh. And that Subaru really didn't look very happy on hard tyres, did it? It did not like the hard tyres. And same again for Bazza, the Renault, not working very well on the hard tyres. So a few of those cars just, oh, look, it gives me a good shot now, Matt. Look at that shot. That's delicious. We're sticking with that. I'm not even touching the controller. I've put it down. Oh, wow. What a race. Jesus, you need rinsing after that one. That's a cracker, that. Let's do it again next week. Grand Valley 300. Oh, no. Oh, no. Looking for me a bit of paper. I think I found it. So, I was your broadcaster and your commentary team, Justin Hermouth. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Please have a peruse around our YouTube channel to see what we have to offer. We're branching out with some different things lately, just to give you a little bit more to keep you entertained, hopefully. Don't forget to hit like, share, ring my bell, and subscribe. In that order, see if it works. Anything else? We've got some huge sign-ups at the moment. If you are in our group and in our Discord, Sunday, boom, from the 15th, we've got the Rally X Season 2 starting.
Okay.
On Thursdays, the Vag League is back. Get on it. Get in it, even. Tuesdays, we've got the SCTT coming up. This is a great Group 3 racing league just about to start. Get yourself signed up to that. And just for hits and giggles, on a Friday evening, we've got the Formula Grand Prix, the Gran Turismo F1 car racing around various tracks. It is going off in the VRC. Get involved. Thank you for tuning in today. Turu, peace and love. Peace and love.